everybody, it's time for the patch 13.11 preview. As a reminder to everybody, this patch will not go live for 8 days. As a second reminder for everybody, when I part my hair to the right, that's normal Hashinshin. When I part my hair to the left, that's evil Hashinshin. When I try to do a bit where I don't part it at all, it looks terrible. Absolutely, incomprehensibly terrible. But I'm seeing this bit through to the end. We're doing it for the entire video. So this is patch 13.11 preview, part 1. I might do a part 2 video if you guys want it, but these are without the actual numbers. I wanted to go over this one because I was actually particularly excited about this one. So Froxen says, they say Froxen went to something called MSI and is yet again not at work. First follow-up to our mid-season patch, tuning a bunch of outlier champions and systems for our initial patch and expect small tunings in following patches. So they're patching a bunch of things. What are they patching? These things. So we've got buffs to Akali because evidently buffing Force of Nature was not good enough. Now that MSI is out of the way, they're going to make her overpowered, then probably nerf her halfway through this season after she becomes a competitive pick ban, and then get her out of the way so she doesn't dominate worlds again. I don't know why they do this, but here we go. Wow, up next we have Azir buffs. Why? Because they kind of curb stomped him into the ground like 17 times with some of the most nonsensical, terrible changes I've ever seen in my life. Good job, Freak. Okay, but you know, they'll overbuff him, then they'll nerf him so he doesn't dominate worlds, but until then we'll have to be dominated by this champion the entire time. Then we have Ivern. Ivern is getting buffed because they nerfed all his items, and now he's bad. Everyone saw this coming, but they did nothing about it. Kallista's getting buffed. I don't really know about this one. I don't think any ADC should be buffed until like we see their win rates on the second patch, because like the first patch I don't think is good enough. The second patch, Vexai is being buffed because they removed the only item that made her viable. Shockingly, when you balance an item around when you balance a champion on an item that doesn't exist anymore, that champion tends to no longer be viable anymore. I'm shocked by that. I'm sure we're all shocked by this one. Renekton is being buffed. Renekton's being buffed. You guys would never believe this one because they balanced him entirely around an item that doesn't exist anymore. So, okay. For those of you who don't know, Rek'Sai and Renekton were both balanced around Prowlers. While Renekton sometimes sort of maybe kind of sees competitive play, his solo queue viability rested entirely on Prowler cheesy one-shots. Twisted Fate is being buffed. I'm not really sure why, to be honest. I'd be dead honest, I don't really know that one. Why are we buffing Twisted Fate? Is he underperforming? Whatever. We've got nerfs to Aurelion Sol. I keep joking that we'll see him next patch after every nerf, and here we go again. Now, to the surprise of literally everybody, removing Force of Nature removed all counterplay to Aurelion Sol. So he presses Q, he holds his mouse over you, and if you're a tank, you die. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's really good, interesting gameplay, and I'm glad that MR is back to being useless, and now we will slowly nerf down all the sustained damage magic champions because MR is useless. Amumu is being nerfed. I don't really know why this one. I could guess, I could make a Force of Nature joke, but I'm pretty sure it's Amumu's support, not, you know, like anything else. And it's not like you build Force of Nature for Amumu's support. So I guess he's just overpowered or something. I don't really get it. Like maybe tomorrow we'll go like over this and I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. I don't really want to do like 3 videos on a patch, but this one's really got me thinking. It's got me thinking out loud. Like, what's going on with Amumu, man? Aphelios is being nerfed because being catastrophically overpowered for like half a year, being pig banned competitively, and now dominating everything makes him a bit unfun to fight. In particular, it's a bit unfun to fight a champion who power spikes at, 2 items to kill everyone, and if he gets 3 items, he kills God. At 4 items, he becomes God. At 5 items, Aphelios becomes he has become. Kog'Maw's being nerfed because we don't want to admit that Rageblade is a terrible design. We just need to nerf Kog'Maw, evidently. 24% armor pen, 24% magic pen, with no penetration investment, clearly was a good decision. Jinx is being nerfed, which I'm shocked by. I mean, this seems like a little bit of an over nerf. Last time they removed 4 damage from her at level 18. This time, what? Are they going to remove another 4 damage? It's incomprehensible. Honestly, I'm a little bit depressed, really. It saddens me that Riot would go to a champion who's been nerfed this badly. They would go back to this champion and they would nerf them again. It's unbelievable, really. This company just doesn't know how to do their job. Rel is getting a rework, which if you guys really want me to go into the Rel rework, I might look into it a bit, but I'm going to be blunt with you. Like, the last time I did a Rel video, it was probably like one of my funniest videos I've done. At least I thought it was. All my videos are funny, right? But that one, I thought it was like really funny. But people saw Rel and they were just like, dude, they just like fucking, they go to their computer, like they see Rel and they just Alt F4. They just Alt F4 their browser. They don't even not click, right? They don't even look away. They just kill their entire browser. They just see Rel and they're like, well, that's it. I'm gonna go touch some grass. Duskblade is being buffed because Ghostblade is overpowered, and now everyone goes Ghostblade instead of Duskblade. So instead of, waiting a little bit to check out balance, we're buffing Duskblade. Kraken Slayer is being buffed. I'm just going to go through this. Kraken Slayer, Navari Quickblades, and Static Shiv are being buffed because, shockingly, all the items released underpowered. This surprises nobody. Honestly, I don't understand. Kraken Slayer and Static Shiv both need to lose 200 gold. They need to be the cheaper alternative items. They're terrible. I'll see what they do. Hopefully they don't just slap more damage on them. The problem is, Kraken Slayer is only good if you go Rageblade, and Static Shiv is like never good ever. I don't think Static Shiv is good on a single character right now. Static Shiv should come down to 2,800 gold, maybe even 2,700. I would say play it safe at 2,800. I think that would be a good way to go about it. Moonstone Renewer is being buffed. This one doesn't surprise me either. When I was looking at the changes to Moonstone Renewer, it looked pretty underpowered to me. So, yeah, basically they're just buffing the outlying ADC items that released bad. Unfortunately, they don't seem to be, well, I guess they're nerfing Gale Force and Stormrazor, and those were ADC items that were outperforming a little bit. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's fair. They nerfed the good ones, they buffed the bad ones. It's a bit fair, but I think Kraken Slayer was fine with Rageblade. You just had to use it with Rageblade. Static Shiv was definitely underperforming. Navari Quickblades, I don't think was underperforming. I think the champions who build it just got nerfed a lot. I think fundamentally one of the problems is that the kitty. I think, what was I even talking about? Anyway, let's go on. Echoes of Heli is being nerfed. This one surprised me. I didn't know that supports being the highest magic damage in the game was going to be a bit of an issue. I didn't know that. I didn't understand that. Gale Force is being nerfed. I didn't know that Jhin literally being unable to be hit by anything at all ever past 20 minutes could be bad for the game. Who knew that ADCs getting multiple sources of 7% movement speed? Because, okay guys, for those of you who want to think about this, Force of Nature, when it was fully stacked up, gave 15% movement speed before Riot randomly removed that item from the game. Rest in peace. No one can build it anymore, right? It gave 15% movement speed at max stacks. If you go Gale Force and later on a rapid fire cannon, that's 14% movement speed forever. 14% movement speed forever. Force of Nature is 15% at max stacks. And Force of Nature felt like you were running around really quickly and were hard to kite. So I think one thing Riot really needs to look into is the amount of movement speed that AD carries can get basically for free by just building regular builds, particularly with like Phantom Dancer. Phantom Dancer is not being listed here but you get what I'm trying to say here. So Ardent Censer is being nerfed. Echoes of Heli is being nerfed. Shockingly, supports shouldn't be outperforming actual mages. I know late game mages were better, but supports were getting like 3 items. And Gale Force and Stormrazor are being nerfed. Shocking. Ghostblade's being nerfed. Shocking. The weirdest part of this patch is we're not seeing a Rage Blade nerf. No Rage Blade nerf. So, I mean, we'll see what's going on here, but I don't see the Rage Blade nerf, which I don't understand what's going on with that one. I don't get it. I don't get it. But overall, I mean, it looks like a pretty normal patch. I'm not on board with the Akali, not on board. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna piss off the Azir fans. I'm not on board with buffing Azir. I think they should just leave him dead until they actually rework him. I know I say this every time, but look at it this way. If in the last 2 years they had just left Azir bad, and they just decided to take the amount of patch notes they had for him and make it into a real rework. So instead of every 2 weeks, they had to come into the office and think of new buffs and nerfs to do for Azir. If instead of doing that, they decided they were going to just actually rework him, they could have done that in time. But instead, buff, nerf, buff, nerf, buff, nerf, buff, nerf, every month, every no, buff, nerf, buff, nerf, buff, nerf. Renekton buffs, I could get on board with some late game. Not early game, but late game still. Aesol Nurse, I'm always happy with that one. Amumu, I don't care. Aphelios, yes. Kog'Maw, yes. Jinx, yes. Rel rework, I don't remember who that champion even is. I know we're tired of that joke. I will not stop making it. And that's this patch. Make sure to subscribe to my Patreon. Subscribe to my Patreon in the link below. Helps me make more videos like these. Make sure to join me on Kick. I stream on Kick now. If you are thinking to yourself, where's Hashinshin? I miss Hashinshin. Go check me on Kick. No, I'm not abandoning YouTube. I upload shorts all the time. I upload the videos of patch notes all the time. I know you guys get very angry at me, so I have to constantly preemptively defend myself here, which I should probably stop doing because it probably just makes you guys more annoyed that I keep preemptively defending myself. But I try my best to give you guys content on YouTube fit for YouTube. I'm not going to go into my reasons why again, because I keep doing it again, and it's probably annoying you guys again. But there you go. Join me on Kick. Join me on Patreon. Thank you all for watching. Leave your thoughts down below. Give me a like if you like this video. And as always, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. If you guys want to see part 2, if you want to see the actual chat, put some comments, do stuff like that, But otherwise, we'll probably stick to, 1 video a week on patch notes. Okay? So thank you all for watching. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.